Hello and welcome back, everyone. We have a little bit going on today, so cool note, I got a new SSD for my PS5. It was a 2 terabyte SSD, and the upside to that is I loaded a whole bunch of my games. Okay, to be fair, mostly the Assassin's Creed games onto it, so I should be able to access what I want to access when I want to, minus the PS3 games. So that's AC1 all the way up to Black Flag. No, Rogue. Those are the ones I can't put on the SSD. I can't put them in the PS5. So anyway, there's that. Got some cool action figures. One of Jin Sakai, and then the other one of Ezio when he was an old man from Revelations. So that's cool. Tonight we're going to take a little bit of a look at Origins, because I know Fergie wanted to see it. She was very interested. Hopefully my save data is there. We shall see. But before that, Ubisoft dropped today, about 8 hours ago, so at noon, Year 1 roadmap update. I already watched it, but we're going to watch it here. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and yeah, then we'll get into the games. Because we're definitely going to be playing Shadows tonight. All right. Why don't we get situated? And if you have thoughts, be sure to share them. But let's get into it, huh? Alright, what's going on, everybody? We're going to start off tonight going over the Year 1 roadmap. And there are a few items in there that I think are interesting to say the least, and not some of it I wasn't really expecting, which is kind of a nice thing. So you can see I got Origins, but in the Animus Hub. So I'm thinking I wanted to see if I could actually access Origins from the Animus Hub now that I have all these games uploaded onto my SSD. They're all there, from Syndicate, well, it should be Unity, from Unity to Shadows. So that's Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, and Shadows. But before we do that, we are going to be taking a peek at this roadmap. Get the display on. We're going to watch this and show you my thoughts. We're going to watch it all the way through first, and then there are a few spots I'm going to stop on. You guys know how I do. So let's watch it.
Greetings, Assassin. My name is Simon. I'm Associate Game Director on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And I'm Dan, Community Developer. Assassin's Creed Shadows launched about a month ago, and it's been thrilling to see millions of you enjoying the game.
On behalf of everyone at Ubisoft Quebec, as well as all of our partners around the world who helped us on this journey, I want to extend a big, heartfelt thank you to our players.
But the launch of the game is only the beginning. Now we turn our eyes towards the future and review in this first video a little more about our post-launch plans. Between new free quests, specific features updates, codex update, special collaborations, and community-driven improvements, our journey together in feudal Japan has only just begun.
First and foremost, we have our first expansion, Claws of Awaji, coming later this year, which is free for all of you who pre-ordered the game. This expansion opens up the island of Awaji, a brand new region for you to explore, which continues the story of Naoe and Yasuke after Shadow's epilogue ends. You can expect new abilities, new enemies, and a brand new weapon exclusive to Naoe, the bow staff.
Claws of Awaji will be launching later this year. The question is, what else can you expect until then?
we are planning free story drops, which will include new abilities, new allies, new activities, as well as flesh out some of the backstories of your fan-favorite characters that perhaps need a little more screen time. The first story drop is titled The Works of Louis Froisse. This will give you a deeper look at this historical Jesuit scholar who has done extensive work on literature and accounts of the period.
Your feedback has been a core focus of the team throughout development, and that's not stopping now that Shadows is released. Regular title updates are coming, each with impactful additions and changes based on your feedback and requests, with some bug fixes to continue refining the experience across all platforms.
For instance, one of the most requested feature from all of you parkour enthusiasts out there, we've been working on a first parkour update that will be coming later this May. I can 100% confirm that we're adding a height-gaining back eject as well as a fully reanimated height-gaining side eject and a new parkour interaction which is called the vertical ledge jump to grab awnings and low overhangs when a wall run is not an option.
Also in May, we'll be expanding the photo mode with new filters and features, new character poses and facial expressions, and a new way to add ambient music to give you more options when it comes to capturing the beauty of feudal Japan.
We'll be releasing our second community feedback updates, which will allow you to customize your immersion even further. This will allow you to turn off individual visual effects, such as glints on weapons during combat, assassination filters, ability filters, as well as turn off the outlines around your characters during stealth sections. We're also expanding our alarm system, which you've experienced in castles, but now we bring it into the open world for even more challenge. Future updates will add the ability to toggle your headgear on or off during cutscenes. We're also adding a pretty fleshed out New Game Plus mode, which will significantly raise the level cap. And for all of you hardcore fiends out there, we're already hard at work on adding a new difficulty settings for both combat and stealth. Coming later in June, none of you will be unscathed.
We'll be sure to share specific dates when we have them locked in, as well as tell you about what each update will contain. So sit tight and get ready to take your Shadows experience to a whole new level.
Until then, don't forget to track down the Animus anomalies around Japan, complete projects, and visit the exchange for free gear and items for Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can expect more Animus content to come this summer.
Well, that's all we can share for now. So be sure to follow and subscribe to our channels to keep up to date on all the newest info for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Be sure to join our official Discord server and tell us what you want, how you feel, and drop your wildest suggestions for things we should tackle in the near future.
Happy hunting, Assassins.
Okay. Kind of a lot to unpack there. Stupid, really, really stupid, like, animated scenes. Real quick, hold on. Before I do that, I need to see. Hey, Claire Smith, what's going on? So, a few things I was kind of expecting, other things I wasn't. One, all from May to June, free updates, fantastic. You don't need to have pre-ordered the game. Love the fact that it's free. They're not putting it behind a paywall. You know, point out a win where there's a win. Given the fact that they have transactions in a single-player game is a little silly to begin with. So the fact that it's free, it's good. They could have easily monetized it. Regardless, first story drop, new free quest that works. The works of Louis Froisse. I haven't beaten the game yet, so I don't know the relevance of Louis Froisse other than the fact that he brought Yasuke, or at least he was in the party that brought Yasuke to Japan. So we'll see. There's going to be a codex update related to that, I'm sure. Quality of life improvements, so fixing bugs, so on and so forth. Perfectly fine. This gives me at least another month to finish the Animus quests or whatever, the Animus pass, whatever you want to call it. People say it's a battle pass, but there's no battle, so whatever. Anyway, in May, late May, they're going to have a parkour update. Now, what I like about this is that they brought some of the parkour systems from the very first Assassin's Creed into Shadows. So that being the back eject. I don't know why they ever took that away, but they took away the back eject, which hasn't been in a lot of the games, but it was in a few. They also added height gaining, and I'm assuming that there's one that goes down as well. So you can do a back eject that goes up and a back eject that goes down. We kind of saw it. The animation looks very similar to Arno, though, from Unity. So maybe it's a recycled animation. Regardless, it should make free running better. I hear people saying that there's not enough in the game where parkour seems to be a relevant thing. I still think parkour is essential, particularly for the temple runs. So when you have to enter this big, what am I looking for? Camp, if you will. You have to be able to parkour smoothly, and I've already found myself a couple of times not being able to get away as I was hoping to because the parkour running and all that stuff just wasn't really working in my favor. So it's nice to see that. Photo mode update, don't really care. I don't take photos. My brother will be very interested in that. So in June, second story drop, a new ally for your league. I only have myself, Yasuke, the boy, and the sumo lady. That's it. That's all I got. So I don't know who else is going to be part of the league. It seems as though we're getting more allies. A new difficulty setting, which is great. We'll see how the end game is in terms of difficulty. Like Valhalla, the game is very difficult at its core from the beginning on the hardest difficulty. And as you progress through the game, it becomes easy. If you've seen me play Valhalla, you can see my end game character, Eivor, just can destroy anyone. It doesn't matter. I have been playing Shadows from the beginning on the hardest difficulty, and it has been difficult, but the stealth system really has saved the game. It's really made the game it's really enhanced the game in a way that makes the difficulty reasonable, because I can get away and I can hide and do what I need to do, but it's definitely presented a challenge that I have appreciated. So getting a new difficulty setting is great. Gameplay immersion options, which means he mentioned taking away the outlines. Like, essentially you could take away almost all markers except the tagging marker, which is the chevron. It seems as though that's going to be staying in the game, but you could take away other things, such as the outline when you're entering a bush. So you're really going to have to pay attention to that visibility indicator at the top of the screen. So that's cool. More immersion options, love it. I can only imagine at the end of the game, or at end game, or even with New Game Plus, which we'll get to, I can only imagine you go full immersive and you have no HUD, you have no visual indicators of certain things. That's incredible. An open world alarm system. So as the system, if you don't know, as the system is currently set up, the alarms only affect the province that you're in. So if I'm in Kyoto and I get caught while in a camp, they sound the alarm bell, I am now wanted in Kyoto. It seems as though in June they are adding the alarm system to affect the entirety of the island. So if I get caught in Kyoto, I'm going to be wanted everywhere. That's interesting. On top of the new difficulty setting, the new immersion options, and the open world alarm system, you are asking to be hurt, essentially, in this game. I'm all for that. That'll actually get me to come back and play this way more. Headgear in cutscene option in June. I don't really care for this. Some people do. But I'm a person who's all about accessibility, a person who's all about options. Give players more options to play the game that they want to play. So, even though I don't care about this, I know other people are, I'm glad they're adding it. Additional free content. Emphasis on the free part. Emphasis on the free part. New Game Plus. They didn't have New Game Plus in Valhalla. They made the claim that they wanted Valhalla to be a particular experience. They didn't want you to carry over any of the content from your previous playthrough into a New Game Plus. I'm so glad they did away with this whole ideology and put New Game Plus back into Assassin's Creed. Absolutely necessary. Love it. Can't wait to do that. Community feedback updates, some more. I'm sure they're going to be doing that. New story drops. I'm glad to see they're actually continuing the story. And I hope they're relevant stories. You know, this Claws of Awaji, which I'll be getting for free because I did pre-order this. I'm excited for it, but I'm still having a relative difficult time following the story as it currently is at its core. All this filler stuff is going to feel it's probably going to make me feel or ask the question, why did they not already have this part of the game? But I'll hold off on that opinion until I actually beat the game. Special collaborations, I'm curious to know what that's about, what kind of special collaborations. They had done a collaboration, I believe it was with Valhalla. They did a collaboration, I believe, in Valhalla with Destiny, which was really, really cool. So I appreciated that. But I'm curious to know what these collaborations are. Of course, my frames are going to drop now. Codex updates. This is going to be the true for any kind of new story installment. Animus content, more battle pass, and new rewards. Optional paid content, store drops, and Claws of Awaji expansion. But if you pre-order the game, you don't have to worry about it. So it looks as though after June, we will get Claws of Awaji. So I still have a full month before I have to worry about the expansion, which is good for me. It's good for me. Anyway, that's that. Let's get back here. One thing I wanted to also point out for, I don't know, ego purposes, I guess. Hold on, I need to make sure that nothing's updating. Okay. Oh, I took away the camera. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. There, hopefully that will kind of help. This is I guess you could say it's more for ego. But here are all the games that I put up. Now, it does show the hours. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was going to show the hours. So looking at Unity, I have 120 hours in Unity. It doesn't show the percentage complete, which is unfortunate. So it is what it is. But I thought it was kind of cool to look at how many hours I spent in each of the games, or at least each of the games from PS4 up to PS5. So Unity, I spent 120 hours in, which sounds like a lot. And for Unity, actually is kind of a lot. Like, I spent a lot of time in Unity. And Unity, you could beat the story, I think, in like 40 hours, maybe. Syndicate, 133. I'll probably end up spending more because I do really like that game. Then you go to Origins, which we're going to show off today, 171. I did every expansion pack. I think I 100% of the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the percentage here, so is what it is. Then Odyssey, 307 hours. I didn't know I put that much time into Odyssey. For as much as I didn't care for Odyssey, that's a shit ton of time. I had no idea I had put that much time into Odyssey. Then after Odyssey, we had Valhalla. 471 hours. Everybody who's familiar with me and the channel knows that I spent a shitload of time in Valhalla. Absolutely loved Valhalla. I would probably spend more time in it if I hadn't played that 471 hours almost straight. Then in Mirage, this was interesting. Only 41 hours and I 100%ed the game. Here I 80%ed because I didn't do some of the mastery challenges. But here I 100% of the game in 41 hours, which I found very interesting. In Shadows, of course, I am here. So, I don't know if Fergie is here yet. I don't think she is. And if she's not, then I'll just go to Shadows for now. But I want to see if this works. Since I have everything loaded, let's just see if this works. It's working. I have to actually insert the disc. That's weird. Okay, it's not working as I thought it might. I thought because I have it downloaded. See, it's not a digital download. I have the physical copy. Why wouldn't I? And I thought that if I downloaded it, it would just pull from that memory, but I guess not. So, all right. Well, the Animus Hub doesn't exactly work as I thought it might. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's go into Origins. I haven't opened this game in a very, very long time. I cannot remember the last time I actually played this game. So loading into this and running around and playing, like it will be so foreign to me. Curse of the Pharaohs, great DLC. Great DLC. This was my New Game Plus. Oh, no, this was my normal. That was my 140 hours. I spent 11 hours. I last played this in 2022. That's 3 years ago. That's insane. Well, I don't need to do the New Game Plus. This was 2018. Jeez Louise. Is that not downloaded? I thought these just would have downloaded. Well, dang, that's kind of stupid. All this has to download again? Really? Huh. Sorry for the dying frames. Alright, well, give me a moment. Ah, man. I didn't know I had to download this. Or I thought it automatically downloaded given that, well, I had it. See how long... I just want to see how long this would take. Give me a second. All right, that'd take about a half an hour. Time is it? So I could come back at 9. I want to make sure that I could show Fergie this. So I can stop streaming now and I could be back. I want to make sure I could show this to my friend. So I'm going to stop streaming. I'm going to download this so it doesn't destroy my stream, and then I'll be back.